It's recruiting season for Alabama, and they're trying to add some top-notch talent to this next recruiting class. But the number one target to me of all the targets is Tank Jones from St. Paul's in Mobile. We're going to talk about what makes him great and why he's so important. How about Nick Saban and Donald Trump, the president and the greatest coach of all times, at your Alabama graduation? We had Sela Ward. Hey, no offense. I mean, I like Sela, but can you imagine being one of those kids? That's a story you'll never forget. And 11 Alabama players graduated from Alabama, and they were part of that. So pretty cool show today. Thank you guys for being here. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Brought to you by our friends over at Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Let's get this thing going. Let's get a show started. And I love to say this to you, and you guys know I mean this. Roll Tide. Great to see you guys. Mick Gillespie at Broadcaster Mick on the socials. Always good to hear from you guys, and make sure that you get in the comment section and do that like you do on a daily basis, as I appreciate you doing it. You make a difference here, and we love talking Alabama football. And a lot of you guys will follow me to other places, and I appreciate that too. But great to see you, and thank you for being here. All right, let me get into this right off the bat. I feel like it has been a slow recruiting start for Alabama. It just feels like it. But when they've nailed guys, they've nailed them. And that may be the strategy. You just don't know what is going on behind the scenes right now for this program and really for college football as a whole. You know, it used to be that kids were like, well, you know, what can the university provide me? How good's the education? How good's the facilities? You know, and all that stuff. And from what I understand, it's a lot more like, hey, how much NIL do you have? Right. And then, you know, it comes down to the money. And that's how a lot of jobs are anyway. I mean, but this wasn't supposed to be the way that amateur sports were. And, you know, with news that Texas is going to spend $40 million, you know, who knows where Alabama sits on that. But, you know, when you make $1 billion in your athletic department, 40 million doesn't seem like that much to me. You know, but with that said, you know, the way that the money's distributed, it makes it to where, hey, guess what? You know, $40 million had come out of some other budgets or whatever. It's supposed to be private donations. They're about to make it where the schools can pay some. So we'll see how all that shakes out. But right now, Ohio State paid more money than everybody last year. They won the championship. And that's what Texas is going to try to do right now. So why am I talking about that? Well, because Alabama is still going to have to get a great recruiting class. And if there's one guy that needs to be targeted over everyone else, that's Anthony Tank Jones from St. Paul's in Mobile. He is the best player in the state, and everybody wants him. Oregon, Texas A&M, Miami, Michigan, LSU, Texas, Auburn, Alabama, everybody. Everybody wants this guy. And he's a big dude, 6'4", close to 250 pounds. He's a top 20 player in the entire country and the number 3 guy in his position, according to On3. And then obviously the number 1 player in the state, according to a lot of the publications, right? You know, it just depends where you look. But this is a top 10 player, no matter what publication you look at, top 20 nationally, whatever. This is a guy you got to get. He's a 5-star. He's in your backyard, right? Junior year at St. Paul's, 84 tackles, solo tackles, 38 assisted, 18 for loss, 16 sacks. I mean, this guy is a machine. Oh, on offense, yeah, scored 5 touchdowns on the ground, caught 3. And he was one of the finalists for the 6A Lineman of the Year. Now, his head coach, Ham Barnett, talked about him being not just great at, you know, being an edge, that he could play tight end and be the number 1 tight end. Talked about him as a receiver, as a quarterback. This guy is a football player, no doubt about it. And he kind of reminds me in that aspect, his versatility of a guy that I met last weekend, Jalen Mbakwe. And that's what I told him. I said, man, I just appreciate how versatile you are. Hey, I'm going to play defense. Now I'm going to play offense. Mbakwe could play QB. He's done a lot of different stuff. So, you talk about what Jones brings to the table. He's a man amongst boys in 6A football. And he's someone that is, I don't want to say I can't miss, but if he's focused, he is a player that's going to have a tremendous career. And you can't talk with anyone that's been around him and not say that when he's on the field, he's the guy that you're paying attention to. And some people feel like it's a two-way race between Oregon and Alabama. You got to get this guy. If you're Kalen DeBoer and that staff, you got to get this guy. Number one priority, not just because he's the top guy in the state, but because you have to get these guys. Because when just sitting up there last week watching the New Wave podcast with Ryan Williams, Jalen Mbakwe, Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., like those guys talking, it's about the state pride. It's about the fact that if you're the best players in the state, you play at Alabama. You don't want that to change. No matter how well you do in California and other places, you still want to get those elite guys from the state. So this is a priority. And the fact that this guy can do so much on the football field really is phenomenal. Hey, guys, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort. I say that all the time over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Can't thank them enough for helping us out. And I want you guys to know that they got your back too. Go over to Philadelphia, Dancing Rabbit Golf Course. It's the Augusta you can play. 2 awesome courses over there, multi-million-dollar facility. The Azaleas and the Oaks. You get done, go get your steak at Philip M. Steakhouse. Go to the spa, water park there for the family if you want to bring them. And then you send them over to Geyser Falls. We've been there. Love it. Absolutely love it. The entire experience is great. And they've got everything you need. And just amazing slots, some of the best slots in the South, really. They just invested heavily in there between Silver Star and Golden Moon. The sports book at Timeout Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino, the Timeout Sports Lounge, 20 big screen TVs. You know the whole deal. It's an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 hours and change from Birmingham, and we appreciate them. All right, let's talk about the graduation. Yeah, I had Celia Ward at my graduation. Actress, Alabama grad. I can't remember anything she said. I just remember that when I graduated, that's who was there. How about Nick Saban and then Donald Trump? So the best coach of all time and, our hero, obviously. And then President Trump, who has fallen in love with Alabama. I mean, I don't care about your politics right now. It's not like Barack Obama or Joe Biden or any of these other guys have ever been on campus. I remember going to the McDonald's in Northport. You guys remember this? Does anybody out here remember this? And they had the plaque where Ronald Reagan ate at that McDonald's in Northport. Yeah. I mean, it's a big deal. It's the president of the United States. I'm not talking about politics. I'm just saying it's just pretty cool when our school gets recognized like this, when important people show up, and I hope that continues. So I watched it tonight, and I thought it was or yesterday I thought it was really cool, and and I love when the extra focus is on Alabama, and Saban was great as always. And to have the president there, I still think it's just amazing. And look, our teams met the president a lot. I mean, matter of fact, they met Trump when he was president last time, when they won the national championship. So, and they've met a bunch of them. I mean, when you win as many championships as Bama, you're going to meet a lot of presidents, which is really cool. All right, well, let's talk about who graduated, because I think that's important. I mean, I know we've turned it into a semi-pro football league, or maybe a pro football league, but you go there to get the education. And some guys on the roster right now, Jam Miller graduated, Gino Vandermark graduated, so congratulations to those guys. Some guys Jeremiah Alexander, he graduated. Prince Butler, Colby Cruz, Josh Cuevas, congratulations to him. Caleb Fleming, All-J May, and then Graham Nicholson. You remember him too. Nick Serpa. And Adam Thornsland. I hope I said everybody's name right. But some of these guys are walk-ons, but you know what, man? They did what we asked them to do and helped out. 11 guys graduated from Alabama. It was one of the most proud things I've ever done in my life was graduating from Alabama. It was tough because I didn't like going to class a whole lot. but anyway, look, congratulations to those guys. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this roster. That's something we're going to get into. And you guys, I hope you enjoy Shank being part of the channel now. We're working on one other guy. We'll see if we can get him. We're trying to add another 5-star to our roster. So just hopefully we're able to do that. Keep your fingers crossed. But I hope you enjoy what Shank brings to the table, because I'm telling you right now, if you don't already, you're going to fall in love with him. He's smart. He's funny. He's got a lot of great stories. He's just dipping his feet in this, but I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, he's going to be excellent. I think he is already, but I think you're going to realize just how good and special he is, talking football and having a good time. All right, like, subscribe, thumbs up. 2 things I want to tell you before I get out of here. I want to remind you that newlifeart.com, our promo code's Bama Tailgate. Take advantage of that. 20% off at checkout. So use our code Bama Tailgate. Hey, where'd you hear about the show? Bama Tailgate. And then 20% off at checkout, Bama Tailgate. And then finally, Pearl River Resort. Always thank them. Hey, I just told you about them. We're planning on going there in May. I think it's going to be Coker and me, and would love you guys to come hang with us or do it on your own. But table game slots, Dancing Rabbit, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I got Shank lined up, so tomorrow you'll see the 2 of us. Roll Tide.
To Pearl River Resort.